Hey gang, I'm JP and welcome back to Talking The Orville on Egotastic FunTime. Just a little bit ago we had some new information drop, a huge story about Seth MacFarlane. There's going to be some big changes. I don't know if this is going to affect the Orville. We're going to read into it right now and check it out. Let's not waste any time. To the Egoputer! It is now being reported, you guys, that Seth MacFarlane is leaving Fox. He has inked a deal, $200 million deal with NBC Universal. Seth MacFarlane is moving from Fox over to Universal, NBC Universal, which ain't gonna lie, I actually love NBC. It's my favorite channel, but that's besides the point. Seth MacFarlane is leaving Fox. After decades with 20th Century Fox, the Family Guy mastermind will create and develop new projects for the company's broadcast, cable, and streaming platforms. So that is NBC, the actual channel, their cable channels, TBS, I believe, is owned by NBC, and streaming platforms is the new Peacock NBC streaming platform, which is due to come out in April. Seth MacFarlane is on the move following a decades-long relationship with 20th Century Fox Television. The Family Guy mastermind has signed a rich 9-figure overall deal. Congratulations, Seth MacFarlane, with NBC Universal Content Studio. Sources say MacFarlane and his Fuzzy Door Productions banner. Fuzzy Door is, of course, who makes the Orville, which actually is still part of the, it's still part of Fox as well. It's on the Fox lot, and season 3 of the Orville will be on Hulu. We don't know if season 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 are going to be on Hulu. They very much have always used the phraseology, season 3 of the Orville will be a Hulu original. So we don't know if the Orville will conclude at season 3, if it would be moved to NBC, the actual live NBC broadcast channel, which I'm sure lots of fans would love to get the show back on live primetime television, or now that it's on Hulu, and the show has always done well with streaming. The streaming audience for the Orville is just as good as live views. NBC might want to use the show in order to boost up its streaming service, but of course it's already going to be doing a Battlestar Galactica series to do that. Plus Hulu is much more popular. A lot of households have Hulu. That's why another reason the views were so good, because so many people have Hulu. It would not get as many views on NBC. So the sources say MacFarlane and his Fuzzy Door Productions banner will create and develop TV projects across the media giant's portfolio. Cable, streaming, regular broadcast. The deal, per sources, is for 5 years, a 5-year mission, and a total of $200 million. Sources say the deal includes a signing bonus as well as overhead for his Fuzzy Door company. This is the first sizable talent deal since NBC Universal Studios were aligned under Bonnie Hammer. I don't know anything about Bonnie Hammer. In addition to continuing his work on current shows like Family Guy, he's still going to be working on Family Guy. MacFarlane is said to be excited to create new projects for across the NBCU fold, including for basic cable or sci-fi. Also, it's the Sci-Fi channel. He could create stuff for the Sci-Fi channel. The Orville could move to the Sci-Fi channel. Sources say he's interested in starring in and producing musicals. We knew that was coming. Political dramas and anthologies around historic events, in addition to working on new animated projects. He already has multiple projects in the works for NBCU, though none of them are animated as of yet. The pact also keeps MacFarlane a free agent when it comes to film work, meaning he's able to write, act, produce, and direct for any studio, as features remain a top priority for the Fuzzy Door production company. The company's feature banner has brought in grosses topping $800 million thanks to Ted and its sequel, as well as A Million Ways to Die in the West. Give us a sequel. Let's do a sequel to A Million Ways to Die in the West. So one of the reasons it took so long to get that announcement about the Orville being renewed is because MacFarlane, back in the spring, we were waiting for him to sign a new deal. His deal with Fox was up in the summer. Apparently, they did not come to a new deal. MacFarlane has been without an overall deal since summer of 2019, when his most recent pact with the now Disney-owned 20th TV expired. So I'm guessing MacFarlane did not want to be under the Disney banner anymore. I know he's been having problems with Fox for a while, as far as some of the other Fox networks that are out there. Disney probably did not appeal to him either. The actor, writer, showrunner, and voiceover veteran wanted to focus first on acting. That's good. He is the main star of the Orville. That's acting. So hopefully that means he still wants to keep focusing on the Orville. He's fresh off Showtime's The Loudest Voice in the Room, and next has season 3 of Fox-turned Hulu dramedy, The Orville, before turning his attention to his overall deal. Sources say MacFarlane met with the usual suspects around town, Netflix, Amazon, Disney, we kind of speculated about all of that, and had been seeking a deal worth $40 million per year to start. MacFarlane has quietly spent the past 5 to 6 months taking meetings in a courting process that one source compared to feeling like a school tour. Disney, sources say, bowed out after hearing MacFarlane's initial $40 million annual figure and rumblings that the Family Guy and American Dad creator did not want to do another animated show. It's unclear if animation will be a priority for MacFarlane at NBC Universal. Universal Television currently has one animated series on the air. Amy Poehler's produced Duncanville. I love Amy Poehler. I've never heard of that. So this makes sense. It's been 20 years. He's been at the same company all this time. He's kind of been boxed in. The Orville kind of gave Seth MacFarlane a new outlet, something more that he can do, a new type of voice of other things that he likes to do besides animated comedies. Fox was probably trying to keep him in that box a little bit more than he felt comfortable with. He has all these shows that he's produced over the years. It was probably time for him to move on and move on to bigger and better things. I'm sure he still has a great relationship with Fox, but good for him for moving on. Still, it's up in the air whether this will affect the Orville, because let's think about it like this. We're doing season 3, great, awesome, love it, can't wait, want more of it. But after he's done with the Orville, that's when he's going to start really working on this new deal with NBC. So is the Orville going to be part of that deal? It says here in the story that he does still have free reign to work on other productions like Family Guy, the Orville, Fox shows, movies with other studios, things like that. But he's going to be kind of creating his own department, I guess, at NBC, where it's going to be creating all these new projects. He's not going to be able to work on all these projects. He's going to be creating teams to develop these ideas with him and go off and do these things. He's going to be doing a lot of producing. He's not going to be the star of all these shows. That's just completely impossible. So what does this mean for the Orville? Is he going to leave the Orville behind? Is he going to hand it off to another actor to take over as captain? Is Kelly going to become the captain and we're just going to lose Ed? Is he going to hand over the creative process, the reins over a little bit more to the writing team, the writing staff, and the other creators of the show? Let them create the show. He'll have some input, and then he'll show up to do the acting, to play the character. That I can see happening. I've always expected and hoped that at some point he would give over the reins a little bit to the rest of these amazing people that work on the Orville, just so that we can get more done. He does so much on the Orville with the writing and the directing and looking at every single thing. Hopefully he's been able to train someone to take over some of those duties so that we can get more Orville, and so he doesn't have to work so hard. We got a huge team of very talented people, both in front of and behind the camera. I think that, we'll definitely be able to bring us exactly this show that we love and that we want to continue on. We need a lot more than 3 seasons of the Orville. So I've already put out the hashtag a week or two ago, hashtag to Hulu, hashtag renew the Orville. Do we need to start saying hashtag, sending this to Seth MacFarlane? Seth MacFarlane, hashtag renew the Orville, please, because it really is up to him. NBC, hashtag renew the Orville. How do you think this is going to affect this show? What shows do you think Seth MacFarlane might move on to instead of the Orville? Or it says that Fuzzy Door wants to make some films. Perhaps we'll get some Orville films. I will do without the films as long as we get some more seasons, okay? Because the more Orville, the better, in my opinion. So could this deal be good for the future of the Orville and the future of this fandom that's been created? He has captured lightning in a bottle, Seth MacFarlane, when it comes to the Orville. I think it would be insane to just put a cap on it and put it on a shelf. you've created a fandom, and Seth MacFarlane, you know that this type of fandom goes on for decades. Star Trek fans have moved over to the Orville by and large. So many people that are lifelong Trekkies now prefer the Orville as opposed to new Star Trek. So you cannot throw that away. Hand the reins over to someone else if you have to. Just keep the Orville coming. I want you guys to rise up. Let Hulu, let NBC, let Seth MacFarlane know how much you love this show. I'll see you very soon, and as always, I hope all your times are egotastic fun times. Love you, bye-bye!
Egotastic fun time, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic fun time, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your 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 money.